Hi, my name is Alexis Olson, if you don't know who I am, and I wanted to make a video today on one of the uh, most common questions I get asked right when a new coach signs up. And that is, well, first off, hopefully by now, whether you're looking into the business or you're already a new coach, you've realized that this business is a people person business. It's all about people and relationships, and that's solely what it's built on. So one of the top questions that I get asked when a new coach signs up is, how do you do it? How do you find new people? How do you find new coaches, and where do you find them? So I'm going to answer those questions for you right now. It's really simple. First off, I want to address being a coach is there's a lot of things that you need to do simultaneously. And if you don't do them simultaneously, they aren't going to work. So the great news is if you aren't succeeding, you can look at one of these things and 100% of the time it's because of one of these things. So number one is you want to make sure that all of your social media platforms are public. So your Facebook profile page, your like page, your Instagram page, everything needs to be public so that people can see it. Number two is you need to be posting on your personal Facebook page. So that's super important because that's going to help you get eyes on your post. Number three is you need to be sharing extremely positive stuff. Regardless of where you're at in your life, you are going to attract the energy that you put out there. So if you want to help people who want to grow and you want positive people, and people who are negative aren't going to join your challenge group because they're going to have a negative mindset about anything anyone has to say. So if you're posting negative stuff or not posting often enough of the positive lifestyle that you're living, you will never attract anyone else to want to be in your challenge group. No one is going to want to work with you. So however you have to fake it, however you have to, share something that's positive that's going on in your life, however hard you need to dig deep to do that, you need to do that. And know that one negative thing that you share on your Facebook is going to turn someone off and it's going to turn everyone off, and no one was going to want to come for you to come to you for help. So keep that in mind. Positivity 24/7, even when you don't feel like it. Facebook can be like a really great place to vent because it's a place to share your thoughts and feelings at the moment, but refrain from doing it. Reach out to like your spouse or your sister or a close friend and message them or call them instead of posting it on Facebook. So lastly, how do you get challengers and how do you add people to your network? Well, I get most of my people from Instagram and from Facebook and from referrals. So I'll go into all of those a little bit in more depth. So on Instagram, same thing. I consistently share about myself. I'm consistently putting good content out there. You have to ask, what are the types of things you would want to see? What are the types of things you would want to read? So I constantly post, good content. And I always make sure that I am adding more value to someone's life than I am taking. So going on Instagram and liking people's stuff and commenting and making quality comments, not just like, oh, very cute, or oh my gosh, I love that, or your hair looks so nice. Like making quality comments and being very interested in someone. So for example, someone could post something like their breakfast or whatever, and it could be like eggs and bacon and some avocado and kale or something. And what I would say is, oh my gosh, this looks so amazing. How long have you been cooking? Did it take you a while to learn how to cook, or did you just kind of always know how to do it? Or I could say something like, this looks so yummy. This is basically, I could eat this every single day. Do you have any other great breakfast recipe ideas that I could steal from you? Something like that. So you're asking them questions, you're intrigued about their lives, and just like making a friend anywhere else, I just get to know them. So if you're curious about how to get to know someone, you can look at the forming document, which is online. If you just Google Beachbody forming, it'll tell you how to build a relationship. And forming stands for asking someone about their friends and family, asking someone about their occupation, asking someone about what they like to do for fun, and it's really natural. I keep asking more questions. If I don't feel like I know someone enough, then I just ask them more questions. And don't be afraid to go ahead and ask someone out. I call it like courting. You're courting people. And I work with mostly women. That's by choice. But I'm not afraid to comment on someone if I've been having a good back and forth conversation with them, or if we've been direct messaging each other from Instagram. I'll say, I really love talking with you. Are you on Facebook by chance? We should be friends, with a little kissy face emoji. That's usually how I do it. So I'm getting people to friend request me on Facebook, or I'm going and finding them and friending them on Facebook. So that way they're in my network now. And I keep track of all of these people by either writing them down in my contact list or by keeping them organized in a list on Facebook so that they pop up in my newsfeed first. So I remember to go back and follow up with them and keep talking to them. And then I can just go ahead and invite them to a challenge group when I feel comfortable. But you have to start building. If you haven't done that yet, if you don't have a network built up yet, and you've already exhausted like your friends and family members as far as inviting to the challenge group, then you may need to slow back on inviting just a tad bit so you can take some time and add new people to your network, like I just stated, and have your pipeline, your funnel get a little bit larger so that you'll have more people to invite throughout the month. So yeah, just be really personal and personable, and share as much as you want, more than you want about yourself. And make sure when you're sharing stuff, it's not just about you drinking Shakeology, and it's not just about you doing P90X3 this morning with your boyfriend. Make sure you're sharing stuff that's more creative that people can connect to. Like, people care about how you're feeling or things you've overcome, or like something that happened to you, or some little funny things that have happened to you throughout your day. So that's really how I do it, and people will start to gravitate towards you, but you also have to hunt for people. You have to hunt for the type of person you're looking for. So for example, if I really wanted to, like for a while, I could go on Instagram and I could search the hashtag side shave. And that's really easy for me because I can automatically relate to people and be like, oh my gosh, that looks so good on you. I can't believe I actually did it. How long have you had your hair this way? It looks great. Like, people will, there's really easy things. Like, if you shop at Whole Foods, or if you're like a chocolate addict, or, just little quirks about you. If you really like listening to Fall Out Boy, I don't know where that came from. Just, anything you can to connect with someone, use it. And just be really relentless. And if you just be really relentless and be really consistent. And I've been inviting people for 2 years, and I've been posting on my Facebook 3 times a day, every single day without missing a day for 2 years. And so that's why I hit Success Club. In the beginning, it was a little bit harder because, one, I wasn't comfortable with inviting people to the challenge group. No one's naturally good at any of these things. I didn't know where to find people, but I said, I am going to figure it out. I am going to go talk to people and ask them if they want to do this with me, rather than like, hey, do you want me to be your coach and I can help you? I was like, hey, why don't you join this with me and we'll stay accountable together? And that's still how I invite people, because I'm still on my journey and I still have goals that I'm going to reach. And truthfully, I need people to keep me accountable. I don't want to do this alone because I can't do it alone. I've tried that and it doesn't work. So when I'm inviting someone, I'll go through the 5-step script that we use, and that's in your Evernote training, and I just walk people through those 5 steps, the 5-step script, and I change the words a little bit depending on how the conversation's going, but I use that every single time without fail, and it works. It works really well, and that's why it's there, is to make things simple so you guys can duplicate it and be successful as well. So that's my number one priority, is I want every single person to start making money right away, very quickly, and start seeing success right away, very quickly, and get to Emerald as soon as possible. So the way you do that is you go out there and you talk to people and you invite them. And know that a lot of people are going to say no to you, so you're going to have to invite a lot of people. And you have to develop a really thick skin. People are going to say no, but realize that those no's, it may not feel like it in the moment, but all the no's I've gotten over the past 2 years have built up my pipeline. So all of a sudden, I have all of these people that I can follow up with later on, and that's what will keep your momentum. So you'll never run out of people, because there's infinite amount of people on the internet. There's infinite amount of, if someone says no to you, the first thing I do is ask them, well, do you know anyone else who might be interested or might be ready? Or when can I follow back up with you again? Do you want me to message you in a month? You just have to do it. It's kind of like getting up there, and it's not as scary as this, but it's like when you have to give that presentation or you have to give a speech and you wait till like the very last day to actually present because you hate talking in front of your class. It's kind of like that. You just kind of have to keep doing it and keep doing it, keep doing it. And eventually you stop being so nervous when you have to give a presentation. Or, a lot of us are probably still have nerves about public speaking, but that's because no one's made us do it over and over and over again. And that's the thing with this business is it's not all of a sudden going to fall into your lap. Like, you have to really want it, and you have to keep doing it and keep feeling uncomfortable. And I still learn like how to, how to share on social media, and I'm still like always like crafting my, or like fine tuning my craft, and like it never ends. And that's what I love so much about this, is that you'll learn so much about yourself, but you never stop working. You never stop working. You never stop trying, like, have to like figure it out. What happens is you get better at how to figure things out. So you start being able to be like, okay, I need to work on recruiting coaches to the business because none of my coaches are working the business. I know it's something with me, and I want my coaches to be successful. So what can I change as a leader? So I would go ahead and go to YouTube and be like, how to recruit quality coaches. And I would just watch training video on training video on training video until something hit me, and I would implement it. So that's the key, is you have to implement these things, not just know them. Because if you aren't out there inviting, it's not going to happen. So really make it a priority to be like, I'm going to hit Success Club this month. I'm going to help 3 people with their goals, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to build this business, and I don't care how long it takes me to do it. I don't care how frustrated I feel. I don't care how broke I get. And that's literally been my mindset from day one. I've spent money I didn't have to go to take trips, for personal development trips. I've asked to borrow money to go to Summit. My grandparents paid for my flights for my first 2 years of when I went to Summit. And if they weren't able to pay for it for me, then I would have gotten a job, and I would have done anything. Like, I mean, anything to get there. I would have scrubbed toilets to do it. And that's what I mean. You have to be willing to, like, when I was working full time, you have to be willing to stay in on the weekends. You have to be willing to stop going out and drinking and toning that back. You have to be willing to, I went swimming twice this summer, and it wasn't because I don't have any like friends or anything. It was a deliberate decision that I made, because I know that this business is more important to me in the long run. It's just like college. People go to college, they make that big investment. Well, for me, like, the investment is time. And if you're going to be a Beachbody coach, it's sacrificing your time, just like with school. So I didn't know if it was going to pay off. I didn't know if it would be worth it. But I promise you guys that it will pay off. And I only can sit here saying this now because I didn't know it then. And I'm just some random, like, average girl that found this on, like, the internet. There's nothing. I had no skills. I have no business skills. I have zero. I have 2 years college experience. Like, I have my general education. But I am very open to learning. I am always flexible in my approach. I checked my ego a shit ton in the last 6 months, and really just humbled myself and really taken this business to the next level. And I'm not satisfied with the work that I put in yet, and I don't think I'll ever be. But I don't let that paralyze me. I just get into action. So I want you to know that I believe in you, and anybody can do this. You just have to want it. You can't be like, okay, I'll try to invite. No, you have to be like, I'm going to invite 10 people today, and I'm going to sell a challenge pack, and I'm not getting off my laptop until I help one person. And that's what I've had to do, and that's what I've done, and I still do that. I've done it this week. So hopefully this helps on how to get started, and if you still don't know what to do, stop thinking about it and go talk to people, and you'll figure the rest out. All right, thanks for watching.